It was mid-morning when Karen strutted onto my property, convinced that she could intimidate me by walking right into my home. She had a look of smug confidence, certain that her threats and the aura of HOA authority would make me flinch. What she didn't realize was that she was about to walk straight into a trap of her own making. I was in the living room, reviewing some property documents, when I heard the front door creak open. At first, I thought it was a mailman or a neighbor dropping by, but when I saw Karen, her hands on her hips and eyes blazing, I knew exactly who it was. She announced herself loudly, declaring that she was there to enforce HOA rules and demanding I comply with her so-called authority. I gestured calmly toward the kitchen and said, "Make yourself comfortable, Karen. You're about to witness something you didn't expect." At that moment, the sound of sirens outside began to build. Karen's confident smirk faltered as the front windows revealed police cruisers pulling up, lights flashing. What she didn't know was that I had anticipated her antics. My security system, connected to the local police department, had already alerted them. Within minutes, multiple officers were inside, calmly but firmly taking control of the situation. Karen's attempts at asserting dominance collapsed instantly under the weight of reality. She began to protest, waving her arms, trying to insist she had authority, but every claim was met with cool, procedural responses from law enforcement. Her face turned from confident red to pale, and then to downright panicked. She realized too late that she had no power here. The so-called rules she had been enforcing were meaningless without legal backing, and her arrogance had led her straight into a situation where she had none. The officers escorted her politely to the door, explaining that any further trespassing would result in immediate legal action. Karen, flustered and humiliated, muttered excuses, but no one was listening. She had underestimated the coordination, preparation, and authority I had ready for exactly this type of confrontation. As the dust settled, I walked through my home, checking that everything was in order. The experience was a stark reminder of the importance of anticipating overreach and protecting your property with both strategy and foresight. Karen had thought she could intimidate me with bluster and entitlement, but she had walked into a scenario where every move she made reinforced her lack of preparation. The neighborhood quickly learned of the incident. Karen's credibility plummeted, and her influence over the HOA evaporated almost overnight. Her attempt to assert dominance had backfired spectacularly, turning her into the subject of quiet ridicule among residents who had previously tolerated her antics. The lesson was undeniable. Confidence without awareness, authority without legitimacy, and entitlement without strategy lead to predictable defeat. Karen had tried to intimidate a homeowner, only to discover that the homeowner's preparation, connections, and foresight turned her own aggression into humiliation. The situation reinforced the simple truth: never underestimate the consequences of walking into someone's home uninvited, especially when that someone is ready for you.